Now, first of all, how many years of practical training is required? Guys, 3 years of practical training is required. Okay, please be aware, 3 years of practical training is required. 15 months before the results of final, 21 months after the results of final. So the practical training is split between before the results of final and after the results of final. 15 months you need to do immediately before appearing in the both of the groups of the final. 15 months you have to complete before the results date, and I'll explain you what do you mean by before the result date. Okay, I'll explain you. All these words are very, very critical while understanding this scheme. Okay, so 15 months before your finals, 21 months after your finals, and then your practical training will be assumed to be completed. So now we'll be focusing currently in my video on this 15 months which has to be finished, which has to be completed before the results of the final are declared. So guys, one very important thing to be noted over here is students who are giving both groups of final, only they are required to complete their training of 15 months before the results of final. If you are giving only one group of final, then you need not complete this training. I mean, you can undergo the training, you can simultaneously have the training in place, but you need not file some form in the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. You can do it at ease. But if you are appearing in both the groups, then definitely you need to pre-fill these forms and submit your forms before giving examination for both the groups. If you have cleared one group of final and you are appearing in the second group of final, then also guys, you need to complete this training before you appear for the second group of final. So this particular training is not mandatory for students who are appearing just for one group of final. So for appearing in one group of final, you can appear without completing this training, no problem at all. But if you have to appear for both the groups of final, then you first have to complete this training, and then you can appear for the both groups of the final. Or if you are appearing for the second group of final, I mean first group you have already cleared, second group you are planning to appear now, then you have to complete this training before appearing in the first group of final. Okay, so one group of final may be given without completing the practical training. One group, if you are giving one group, then it may be done without practical training. But if you are giving both the groups, then practical training is required to be completed. Now, the requirement is, please note the words. Okay, it's very, very important. The requirement is that you have to complete 15 months of training before results of your examination comes. Okay. So the requirement is not that for appearing in the examination you have to complete 15 months. For appearing in the examination you don't have to complete 15 months. Before the result you have to complete 15 months. Okay. So suppose your exams are in December and your result comes in March. Okay. So till March you have to complete 15 months. Not till December when you're giving examination. This is very, very important, which is this is an important aspect which you need to decipher from this particular language. Now, what have they done? Okay, let me first of all now tell you a completion milestone. Then I'll come when should the training be started. Okay, so completion milestone is that for June attempt, on or before 20th or 28th or 29th February, your 10 months of training should be completed. So for if you are giving your June attempt, then your training should be completed for 10 months up till 28th or 29th February of the preceding February before June. And yes, if 10 months are completed till February end, then you have March, April, May, June, 4 months for the examination, and then further 3 months for the results or 2 months for the results. In this wholesome period till your result, you can complete the balance 5 months. So 10 months certificate you want, this is a completion milestone, 10 months completion you want before appearing in both of the groups of the final. 10 months completion certificate is required by you. You have to submit this certificate on or before 28th or 29th February if you are appearing for June attempt. You can submit this certificate on or before 31st of August if you are appearing for December attempt. That is the timeline which you need to follow for submitting this completion certificate of 10 months of training. Okay, 5 months you can complete before the results are announced. Okay, that is the bifurcation, that is the split. That is a very important point which you need to understand over here. Form T5 is the relevant form which is to be filled when you complete your training of 10 months within this timeline. Okay, Form T5.